time to reflect on this after he died. It's just I'd rather just get the fuck up out of here and go somewhere else and not have to deal with shit because I'm too old to be playing around and things are gonna get really like serious.
Oh, you can't see?
Yeah, he's not coming to talk again.
Check.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I just want to make sure. So we're taking the gloves off. You mentioned
Apparently
some
not.
shit
Apparently not.
you didn't. You didn't really elaborate on, and like I said, it seems to me that I see something. You know what I'm saying? I see something that you had a serious problem with either one of the promoters or three of the promoters or something. Like, where do you see our music culture going? Is it going to be just like everything else, where it just fades out after 15 years? Or
I think we've been through that already.
I think
2001.
If you know I'm a good DJ, yo, why wouldn't you hire me to your party? I don't get asked to play any of these big parties anymore. So, like, you know, I mean, what's going to happen is I'm going to move to L.A. and then because I don't live in Philly anymore, I'll get gigs in Philly again.
Happened to me.
That's, you know.
It's just time, man. It's dealing with people for so long.
We clear this house out and we get in the rider truck to drive cross country. We're going to get to L.A. We're going to unload the truck. I'm going to get 15 calls about residencies in New York, Philadelphia. It's just, that's how my life is, you know. While I'm here, nobody knows you're here. The minute you're gone, then all of a sudden the phone starts ringing, you know.
do you think that it's more important for people to fly you out than to have you in the same city?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, no, I don't think it's important. But
Not
some
you,
promoters,
but
I think there's politics within 50 to 100 miles of where you live. You're always going to run into it. And, you know, being around forever or for so long, at least for him from day one and for me from pretty far back, it's like you meet and deal with people. And I think most people at the beginning, hey, let's try to do something. And then somebody makes a choice in life and, you know, that parlays into, like, you know, some of these people we know time for 12 years, and before raves even happened, we used to know them, and there's, like, more of a life issue sometimes than just, you know, DJ so-and-so with the glittery shirt and the blah, 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 you know? It's, like, really, some of it, when you do it for a living and your life like we do, it's 24/7, so it takes on real-life scenarios outside of
I just think because of Storm Rave and stuff, the American rave scene started
because he invented it.
It started on both coasts. It started on the East Coast and it started in L.A. on the West Coast at the same time. Pretty much the very first couple of weeks in 1990. I was involved with the L.A. scene from the start. So, like, you know, I played big parties in 1990 in L.A. and then I came back and did the same thing in New York. I only see the scene being on the level it is in the bigger cities. Philadelphia is the fourth largest metropolitan area in the country, and I don't see any kind of like signs of growth in the scene here. I see it. There's a scene here, obviously. People are doing stuff, but I don't see it growing, and I can't be a part of, you know, the culture where I was to make it grow. Where I think in L.A., couple of weeks we'll be up and running. I'm not, you know, because the thing out there is I don't care who's been doing parties out wherever you do parties.
And they don't either because it has nothing to do with us.
The
There's no politics.
New York and L.A., those are considered our bigger cities, like our
They're the two biggest.
And then you have so many different
focal
cultures
points of everything
from New York and L.A.
That's
Easily.
why I like L.A.
Like Philly's not nearly as diverse.
Well,
as
we
LA.
call it
No,
the
of
sixth
course not.
borough. We call Philly the sixth borough.
It is the sixth borough.
And now Manhattan being the first borough, Brooklyn being, it could be the second, or Queens could be the second, or Bronx could be the second. And what I'm saying is, when I did the scene in Brooklyn, it wasn't part of the Manhattan scene. That's why I was able to do what I did with those parties, because nobody in Manhattan gave a fuck, because you have to go over a bridge or go through a tunnel to get into their world.
For a little bit.
The minute I took a Storm Rave in Manhattan, what happened? Got shut down in 2 hours because they held that borough down. Litigation.
Yeah, but we were out in the wastelands and stuff.
Yeah, when we were in the
before.
wastelands,
Nobody
Brooklyn,
cares. Who
like,
cares?
We were mutants. Yo, the mafia guys, the gangsters and stuff, they laughed at us. They were like, "Look at these kids running around with little flags," and you know, I mean, we weren't ravers like with glow sticks. We were ravers like we were hardcore, walking down streets with flags
About
on
to change the
flagpoles.
world.
You know, it was like cut off shirts painted like the flag.
It was about music. It wasn't about anything else because it wasn't
about
invented
music,
yet.
But like, it was about celebration too. You know what I mean? Like we were gonna, you know,
music and dance. You know,
it was like. My vision of Storm Rave in the beginning was no more different than a Phillies Eagles like tailgate party, except we were going to have a pounding sound system parked
and banging music
cars.
that you never heard
And
it
that's
from
why,
outer space.
You know, and once it couldn't be done in a parking lot, we took it into abandoned warehouses. And when abandoned warehouses didn't work out, we went into industrial cities that weren't even built. Like, we threw the biggest Storm Rave in like a storage facility that wasn't built yet. It was just the shell.
Renegades.
The owner was loving that. The owner was like, "Yeah, I'll take the $5,000. You can have the place for one night." And we threw the biggest party.
Why wouldn't
It was great. That's how you do it. You know, you can't do stuff like that anymore. And in Philly, forget about it.
That's why, yeah.
Because we're more commercialized and kids are just wanting to throw parties.
Yeah,
so they're
that's
throwing
part of
them
it
anywhere
too.
they can.
Tommy, is, you know, a lot of guys are in that commercial mode, and we're not. That's going to just cause friction on most levels. Just ideas and concepts alone, let alone other stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of haters out there nowadays. You know, I noticed it to be like the club scene was when we were first doing raves. Nobody knew what the rave scene really was that was in the club scene, so we didn't, you know, it wasn't like they
competition
didn't have
or
to worry
nothing,
about
right?
They didn't have to worry about it.
So now the evolution of our industry has kind of blended itself with that commercial industry.
Oh, easily.
And that's where the business and
Now it's one
the
entity.
conglomerates come in and they want press photos and
Yep.
this, that, and the other, and I think that's where we went wrong.
That's the worst thing about me
part of it.
is that I am an artist on one side and a businessman on the other, but I hate the business aspect of the business. But
Which makes you an artist.
Yeah.
I'm neither, but I'm not
Right,
doing too
and
bad.
that's, you know, but then you create something like an Uber DJ where, like, you know, we talk Tiesto or Tisto. I gotta say it right.
Why is it? I don't
He's got
understand.
12
I
people.
lost.
He's got 12
Tisto,
people running his career.
Tiesto's real name.
He's got no. He'll get mad if you don't.
That's
say
his
it the right
preferred
way. But
name. or
we're not
something.
here to hype him. We're just here to tell you why he's as big as he is.
Right, because he's got the press
So
agents
12.
and the
You got
marketing.
12
'Cause he's got
people.
Duncan, man,
Yeah,
that's why.
well, he's got a brilliant marketing team, and that's it. You know, my marketing team is kind of like existing in my head right now, which is my artist side fighting with my business side, because I don't like to have to deal with like all types of dumb legal shit.
Give in to the dark side, Bones. I got
Are
purple
the
juice
gloves
for you.
really off? Are the gloves really
gloves
off?
was
though?
off.
The gloves are off, man. It's not my. I'm
In
just.
fact, I think there's a couple people out there with their eyes hurting right now, but
It's just colored pixels and lights,
Yeah.
people. It's not real.
Your eyes would hurt so much more if you were actually in the same room.
So, do you already have connections out in LA? Like, you already set yourself
Yeah,
out?
I'm gonna walk up
Easily.
and I'm gonna go, yo, I'm DJ, go fuck yourself. That's me, and it's gonna work.
I saw his name
you
on
know,
a, on
he's
a,
like a
on
unique
on a God's
entity.
Basement flyer. Go
Oh.
fuck yourself.
That's a 7-year-old kid,
Yeah,
He's not really
it's all a
DJ.
spoof.
but he got that from me.
Neither are
I'm
most
DJ,
of the
go
other
fuck
ones.
yourself. That's me. No, it's a.
About 20% of kids know what they're doing. You know,
No,
if
that
there's
was a joke. That
5,000
was a joke.
DJs.
That was just a
And I'm
joke.
just saying, if there's 5,000 DJs in America, maybe 400 kids even have a concept of what's going on and can do it, even if it's their own style, whatever. Like most people, Americans like really bad music.
Because it's familiar. It's
Well, whatever it is, I mean,
See, my-
Christ, I'll call you back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just like I kind of can go into those people's world and pull them out of it. But the thing is, I'm only one person, so it's very hard to people go by what they read on the internet, what they see in magazines, what they hear in the clubs. I'm one person against a couple million people now, so it's hard for me to really be out there, hammering away at like, yo, listen to this or check me out, and everybody's trying to get their stuff going.
Bones, you never made stuff either, though, that was for the masses, Like,
Yeah.
Bonesy's ahead of his time.
You definitely,
you know?
I wouldn't try to
I had
introduce a kid
Dangerous
to
on
the
the
scene and
dance
let him
floor.
hear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but for
I
Dangerous
had-
on the Dance Floor, there was,
But
you
that was
can't
just-
compare it to what
Wait,
exists
even
now, though.
Dangerous on the Dance Floor was good
Yeah.
because it wasn't brothers dancing
Please.
Dangerous on the Dance Floor in fucking
Yeah,
90.
it's-
In
yeah,
90,
yeah, yeah.
Like,
You know
he
what I mean?
forgets
That
who
was-
he
that
is.
was
You have to
kids
look
like
at it for
me
what
with
it is.
MC Hammer fucking
Well,
pants
yeah,
on.
that's the thing, because
You
that
know
was
what
the
I'm saying?
time. That was
and,
the
and I was dancing, like, because I liked it. And kids was like, you dancing to that white people shit. And I'm like, okay, but you don't realize, like, the bass.
It's not white people's shit, man. It's aliens.
We're aliens.
We were sent here to save you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like an alien because, like, what you just said, basically, what it breaks down to in a nutshell is I was doing in 1992 what's happening now.
From the future.
And it would be the future. I mean, it's like, 14 years gone by? I don't like, to be like, I never perceived CNC Music Factory to be anything more than what they were. Just some guys that made a record that was popular. Now all of a sudden they got the band going. Electronic music was never made to be a band. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be faceless music, but I don't have a problem with it. It's just like groups that, like Prodigy, I guess, but that's electronica. But it's the same thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, but they're one of the few groups that ever made it into real music world. Like when
Right,
you look at it, electronica in
yeah,
America,
yeah.
but just in America, electronica is 1% of 1% of the overall music market. rock, hip hop, country western. They're huge and they dominate, and that's where the money is and the guys that control it.
Oh, we're not
and
even a blip on a map.
Yeah, but around the world, that's a little different because they don't have. There's no Polish rock groups and German country and western groups. They're more electronica based, you know. But like we're fighting an uphill battle